More or Nothing.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of More or Nothing with Max Laheath, Ryan Wilson, and we will have Harlequins and England centre Oscar Beard on in a little while.
First up,
Yeah.
I would
Hey,
like
Max. Right, brother.
I would like an apology, Ryan.
He still hasn't apologised to me. I've been with him 2 hours. Still hasn't apologised.
I don't understand what I'm apologising for.
Okay, firstly, can we just apologise to all of our listeners and our viewers for this being such a late release of our show? And Max, explain to us, because Ryan seems to have completely forgotten what happened.
Ryan effectively went on a sort of mini stag do when we were supposed to be filming. He was in the depths of some nightclub in Hong Kong, living his best life with Matawalu and John Barclay, with electric candles featuring quite a lot.
Yeah, see, I don't remember any of that. Okay,
I knew, Mark. Did I not say that? Did I not say he wouldn't remember any of this?
But why expect an apology? Because I'm not gonna lie. How many times have we done podcasts when you haven't turned up, and so we've just done it? So I just thought, oh well, they'll just do it.
No.
Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. Hang on. We're just gonna pause. These are some of the bits that Max and I had to deal with
Don't get me in
on
trouble.
Monday night. Okay, let's run it.
Not from what's that place called? Banana Joe's. Oh no, not there.
What's Banana Joe's?
Welcome to this week's episode of More or Nothing with Ryan Wilson at a club in Hong Kong, thinking that he could just do it.
Oh, this isn't going to work.
Of course, it's not.
He's at the level where he won't remember this conversation.
I mean, Barks is there, right? We can see Barks and Niko. And there they are. Niko's there. Hi, Niko. Just look at them in Iron Fairies, living the dream. They can't hear anything.
Hong Kong has them now.
I love you, boys. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be here.
And that is our URC segment.
Can I say I'm not sure what you've just shown them?
You wouldn't know. But also, sorry, the first thing was I asked you maybe 4 times during the day, should we do it tonight? And you said, yes, we have to do it tonight. And you kept saying that.
Yeah.
You kept saying that. Even when you were on the lash, you were like, I'll just dial in. You dialed in from a nightclub with no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but no, I think there was Wi-Fi. There was Wi-Fi. I think there was Wi-Fi. Listen, I think that's good commitment, Max, personally. The fact that I said, boys, I'll make it happen. Because,
Yeah.
as always, the plan was a couple of beers, a couple of quiets. And a couple of quiets just turned into like people just messaging, be like, oh, you're in Hong Kong. Then the next person would come. Then the next person would come. Then the next person. Then Niko turned up. And it just sort of gathered momentum. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to let the boys down. So what I'll do is I'll try and do it from the club. I think that's
some of the best nights. Some of the best nights are like that.
We've had a few of them recently, haven't we, big boy?
We have.
We're missing Max, aren't we? We genuinely are. We had a
jealous.
beer on the rooftop just now at the hotel, and it would have been nice having the Max strong with us.
We had the chin of beer on the rooftop. Listen to this, Max, as well. You'll love this, right? Today, I had a wonderful day. I was actually really good last night. I stayed offish the booze because I had golf this morning at the Sheko Country Club, a very posh private members club that you can only go and play with a member. And headed up there, played golf. It's been wonderful. Had a few beers, turned up with some tinnies. Mate, it was like, oh. And I can't say who I was playing with because he wasn't meant to be playing. So turned up with some tinnies. Anyway, good round. Went for a dip in the sea afterwards. Got the bloke to drop me down there. Had a little swim in the sea. Fell asleep in the taxi on the way back. So I've only had half an hour's kip. I haven't had much kip in the last 7 days, to be honest. But I'm now meant to be moving hotels. And Joe Mack rings me, who I'm meant to be meeting all of 15 minutes ago. And Joe Mack's like, mate, we've got a problem. They've had a mess up with the booking. We don't have a hotel for tonight. So Joe Mack's fucked up the rooms and we don't have anywhere to stay. But it doesn't matter because I had a room booked last night, my own hotel. But I still went and slept in Barks' room.
Oh, so Max, did you see his hotel, the Hotel of Loneliness? That he books himself these 3 single beds, which is such a weird config in any hotel.
Did you see that? Yeah, but he
doesn't follow you.
For a man that all he did when he was with me, flick through Twitter He doesn't see much on social.
Twitter. I do Twitter because I like the reading. I don't do much Instagram. Sorry.
Yeah, no, okay. Well, anyway, I checked into a room and I got given 3 single beds. It was really creepy. So I moved out of there. I'd paid for the room, but I just needed to be with someone. You know how I get, don't you? So I then just moved into Barclays Hotel, and it feels like the good old days.
Oh, that's so nice, so nostalgic.
Yeah.
Max, the good old days though. I video called Ryan when I landed, and it's just him and Barks, and you couldn't see that there was potentially some boxer shorts on either of them, but just both sort of just 2 naked dudes.
Yeah, that's what it's like, though. I mean, it's not, mate. You're the most naked person ever. Every time I've sat in the room with you, you just slept bollock naked on top of the covers.
Just giving the show, mate.
It was so weird.
Room temperature.
So
Need to
I was
be
like,
room temperature.
did
Best
you at
for
least
sleep.
go underneath the covers?
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what it is? It's like being back in the tour days when you're back with your mates. So yeah, it's been special. It has been special. I've loved it. I've loved Hong Kong.
Mate, I'm glad.
But I tell you what, I didn't need coming into Hong Kong. What I
The
didn't need coming into
Glasgow
8 days
reunion?
in Hong Kong was a 2015 reunion of Glasgow Warriors.
How was that? Talk to me. That I did see some footage of that. It looked busy.
Look at Mark's mic. Look at it. It's like a little chode. It's so strange.
Oh, it looks ergonomic. Yeah.
Max, it was a big few days. Thursday night, we did the reunion. Oh, I'll tell you what, boys, to see DTH van der Merwe, Josh Strauss. DTH flew from Canada after a NEOP. Josh Strauss has flown all the way from South Africa. And we had the reunion at Drygate, where we actually went after we won the title. We went there for a celebration. The fans were down there. I hosted it. And Gregor Townsend, I'm telling you now, I have never seen the man on such good form. Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, he was the first one there and the last one home.
Really,
absolutely incredible. I'm telling you, Thursday night, it was like, I don't know what it was. Just we went for some beers afterwards with him, and he was just like so relaxed and just like when you can pick it's different. My relationship obviously is very different with him now, but you can like pick his brains and be like, but why did we do that, or why did you do that back then? And he explained everything. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense now, like that sort of thing. So Friday night of the game, obviously against Munster, got the boys on TV. George Horn equaling DTH van der Merwe's try-scoring record of 54 tries, whilst DTH van der Merwe is there in the stands. I mean, is that, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That's crazy. Yeah, and then we had a few quiets after that one as well. And then Saturday afternoon, a 1 o'clock meet always ends in trouble. Always ends in trouble. And then I flew straight to Hong Kong on Sunday morning, and now I'm here. Look at it.
Fair play to you.
I've done all right. I think I've done all right.
To be fair, I thought he'd already be far more of a wreck, but then again, chatting to him and Barks earlier on, Barks is already going to feel a lot better because he's going home tomorrow than Ryan when he goes home on Monday. Bearing in mind that Ryan has effectively done Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I did Sunday.
Do
you know what? I had to do Sunday because I was meant to be getting upgraded by Cathay.
Oh, that's a good airline.
Yeah, mate. One
of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Best business class flight you've ever flown?
Qatar better.
Qatar. Yeah. Wait, first? You ever flown first?
No.
I think
it's way above my station.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I get there, and because of all the trouble at Heathrow, guess what? The flight's oversold like twice out. And the lady's emailed me. She's like, I'm really sorry. I'm now in a hole 3 days on the piss, dying with like anxiety and beer fear, just everything.
Yeah, how is that? I was gonna ask you. Like,
it wasn't good on Sunday when I got there, and they said, okay, you're in economy for the next 12 hours.
Yeah, that's not.
Mate, honestly, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah, your knees around your ears.
To be fair, they did actually sort me out. They put me in the old bulkhead seat, so I was fine. And sorry, this is why I'm coming to this. That's why Sunday was going to be an off day. 5 hours in the Cathay lounge. They managed to put me in the lounge. So 5 hours in the Cathay lounge then turned into me trying to drink enough so that I didn't remember the flight.
That's just an immature tactic, isn't it?
I don't know, is it? Because when you're in economy, you don't get given beers and stuff like that, do you?
You know what you do get in economy though? Super noodle cups.
Well, I didn't see those.
Mate, I
Because
order
you were asleep
every
this one.
time. I just get them like those cup noodles. Not super noodles, cup noodles. Oh my
Pot noodle, a
I
pot
go
noodle.
through like like a pot like a pot noodle, but you can get them like unlimited. So I'd go through like when I was flying to Australia on cafe on the first leg, I would massacre cup noodles like by the goddamn dozen. It was delicious.
Oh,
Anyway.
Max, I wish you were.
I wish-
here.
I'm so jealous. Genuinely, Hong Kong. We'd be in the noodle markets. We'd be and then straight into it. I don't.
Oh my gosh! Last night, Max, you would have loved it. We went to Din Tai Fung.
Love
to
that.
Din Tai
Yeah,
Fung,
yeah.
but it was shut because it was too late. We turned up at 10:30. So we went to the street food markets, sat at this place, guaranteed food poisoning. Like looking around, cockroaches running around. It was just disgusting.
But tasty.
Yeah,
No,
I saw an episode of Chef's Table that was in Hong Kong, right? And apparently it's like some of the greatest Southeast Asian street food going as well. There's like Thai families there making like pad thais and stuff. Apparently it is like elite. That's on like Netflix with all the
I reckon this place might have been on it because we went over to this place. Anyway, we ordered chicken feet for a laugh. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Tell me you don't like chicken feet.
Delicious. But you have to have them in like XO sauce. You can't just fucking eat them just like that.
were they really unpleasant for you, right?
I didn't know how to eat them, did I? So I've just bitten in like that, thinking I could eat the whole thing, and it's like
it's bone. It's the skin. It's skin. It's like if you like crispy skin on a chicken. It's basically
crispy skin. It was all soggy. It was all soggy and rank. Anyway, so we basically ate some chicken's toenails. Terrible. But looked up at the thing. They were selling pigeon soup.
No, right?
A deer antler something, and what was the other thing? Old chicken.
Yeah, all right.
But why not just a
So
white old?
it's like it was like a full-on Temple of Doom menu.
Yeah, mate. After the chicken foot gone, the other thing we got, I can't remember what it was. So we went over to this other place, but we had beef pork neck, which was amazing. We had this like real sweet and sour soup thing. But Chinese flour things.
Chinese flour things.
Yeah, I'm gonna go quickly look on my phone and find out what they were called. And then we had the arsehole of a cow, basically. Large intestines.
There we go. Do you want a review every time?
Well, I'm just wondering, is that what you eat?
There's always not what it's just. There's loads of different delicacies of everything, and don't forget it's different.
Large intestines of a cow.
Yeah, but they do them.
Fried on skewers, and then it's just all chewy, like.
Yeah.
What I expect a bumhole to taste like, you'd know.
Easy, got him.
Genuinely, what I'd expect, like if we were chewing on a bumhole, that's what it would be like. So, almost like a
Good.
squid. Anyway,
Right, good from us. Cheers, Ryan. Everybody want to follow Ryan eating anuses around Asia? It's a special vlog.
You'd be up for it though, Max. Not eating arse. You'd be up for just trying all different foods, wouldn't you? Because we got this guy, and because the lady just couldn't speak to us. She was like, no, like can't understand you. So I had to ask some guy. And luckily, his name was Ryan, and he spoke Mandarin. Is it Mandarin?
No, it's Cantonese here, but he might be. They also some of them speak Mandarin
And
as well.
so anyway, he was then just telling us what's good and what to get, and so he basically became our tour guide. It was so good, and he was like just like picking us stuff out and telling us what to do. Oh man!
Wait, so you entrust yourself to a guy who could quite as easily just gone, look, there's a couple of Lawai or Guailos basically just like foreigners, and I'll just order absolutely anything and just see if they'll see what other shit I can get them to eat, and then you just ate it. Yeah, pretty much. Right, let's quarter of an hour in, pretty classic for us. Maxatron. Mate, tell us what you have been up to and how your weekend was. Well, firstly, congrats. Back on the treadmill and back with a big win in the single craziest Premiership match potentially, or first half that we've ever seen. Most Premiership tries in a first half. There you go.
Yeah.
Weekend.
No one wanted to catch the ball off the restarts.
Oh, I actually
Boys
didn't
were
know.
just like Exeter was struggling with the restarts. Then we were struggling. We couldn't catch COVID out there, so they just ended up like scoring straight up. It was wild. And then we went in with this sort of
You
like
won?
defense tactics to sort of stemmy how Exeter do their walks, but then they showed us like a different pattern in attack. So they were just running in tries, offloads. They were like really effective in the first half with ball in hand, and it just became a score off. And then we lost Santiago Grandona for a high shot.
Right at the start of the second half, they still won, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
watched.
No, you fucking
14
didn't.
men down. He was distraught, as he would be. I felt so bad. I think it was what was his name? Maloney's face, the 6 for Exeter. He nose everywhere. Mike Tyndall special, split cheeks. I felt so bad for him after the game. I looked at his face. He looked like he'd been through it, like he'd been kissing some shovels. And we managed to we had like that sort of galvanized our defensive effort now that we were down to 14 men. And then it was just just collisions left, right, and rhubarb. It was a lot of fun, though. I had a great time, but it was so difficult defending that much with 14 men. Then we lost Steven Naulago because he wanted to just end someone. So he was carded. Then we were down to 13. So you're just on the travelator of doom. Bill Matter on Slade.
Oh my God. Tell us. Okay, go on. Describe. Have you seen
I've seen it. When
Bill Matter's hit on Henry Slade?
It was just one of the most aesthetic tackles I've seen in a long time. I haven't seen one of those like body contorters in a while. You just see Slady. He, as he does classily, gets the ball away, and sort of a phase later they end up scoring. But Bill Matter through the air like a javelin. This is not a small man. We're talking a nice 6'7", 6'6", Melanesian thoroughbred through the air at pace.
Clicks, you reckon? 115 clicks?
Oh, mate. Yeah, a bit more. But yeah, he's a massive human, and he's got a real sort of a conviction about ending people. He's had a few big shots this season, like some big ones, but that was by far the biggest.
I only saw it on Instagram.
I think Slade was all right, though.
Make it up, did he? Because it was right on the money. It was just...
Yeah, just there, just perfect. You saw the head like whip back because you had the camera view there, so you could really get a side profile of the whiplash as the sort of the human spine dealt with the horrible force. But Slade was all right. He had to go off because of the he was missing his gum shield, which obviously now if you don't wear the implemented mouthguard with the accelerometer in it, you can't actually have a HIA. So it's sort of.
So he lost his gum shield.
No, he wasn't. He doesn't. I think he chose not to wear one that game, so therefore he was not available for the HIA process.
Interesting.
Even though I think he was actually all right. Like I think he wore it well.
What shot, my big Bill? 189.
And also, the other one that I loved was our favourite mulleted South African /
To
featuring.
stop the kickoff.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you see the guy that is like getting ready for the ball.
Commentary for it.
He's like
Max?
this, waiting for the ball to come down. BV just goes, yep, just snatches it out the air like nothing.
Max, the commentary on TNT was brilliant because it was like, you'll never see a more bonkers first half, something along those lines. You'll never see a more bonkers first half. And it's like he's just finished that as Van Rensburg catches the ball off the kickoff.
Blessing. Yeah, the commentator's blessing. He's like encouraged it. But yeah, BV was otherworldly. He got through so much work.
Osk, thank you very much for coming on the show, mate. Really appreciate it. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good. Obviously, we're a bit on cloud 9 from the weekend still. So
Huge.
yeah, just trying to fly into next week at the moment.
Boom. First Premiership away win for our listeners who don't realise. Over Saracens for 13 years. Yeah, talk us through. How did that feel? I mean, 54,000 people, I think it was, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, a lot of nerves. Like first game, well, for me individually, first game back, and then for the group, first game back with a lot of new guys coming back in. And if you remember this time last year, we got absolutely battered by them away. So had a bit of that in the back of our heads, which wasn't great. And then also, it's the last time I think we're going to play at Tottenham. I think they're going to change it. We got told, so we really wanted to go out on a sort of big note. And yeah, that was awesome. It was unbelievable. Like
Were they
Were they basically claiming, listen, it doesn't really count because it's not actually at the Allianz? Is that what? That's probably what Sarah's was saying after that one. Oh, nah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, probably something like that. But yeah, no, we were just buzzing to be there one more time. I know DC went down with a bit of a knee injury, so he was pretty gutted to miss out on it. But hopefully one day it will return.
I know. By the way, we've only got one mic between us, so Mark.
He's a real hogger as well. I hate it.
So Mark's not going to get an opportunity. I just want to obviously wade straight into the fact that Oscar Beard is a Farnham boy through and through. Farnham Rugby Club. Know that, Maxi boy?
I'm not surprised though. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Farnham reach around, unite. Yeah.
Well, hold on a
No,
minute.
you and Ryan got similar eloquent accents. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you. No, I've met Ryan's dad a couple of times.
Oh, Jesus
at
Christ.
the rugby club. Yeah, that's good.
Have you got your shirt up there yet?
I do, yeah. It's actually, I think it's next to one of yours. I only have
good.
a couple of age group shirts. But there's next to you. There's a photo of you and Johnny when Toulon played Glasgow as well. But no, I still.
There's another. Yeah, sorry. There's another bloke. He's mentioning. He's Johnny Wilkinson. I mean, not
Yeah, but hang on. Didn't you, all three of you, technically, I mean, you did, I think, 3 weeks before you were kicked out, but we're all at Lord's Wandsworth as well, right?
Yeah, that is true. I was I was at Lord's Wandsworth for 3 years, and then I ended up moving. But yeah, that was another.
Did you get kicked out as well, Oscar?
No, I didn't. I can say. But yeah, no, I ended up going to Cranley in Surrey, which ended up sort of really helping my rugby career kick on, and yeah, no, I'm really grateful for them to sort of give me the opportunity to sort of go there, because it was really good for my sport in general. But no, I loved LWC as well. It was brilliant.
How long were you?
No, it doesn't matter. It's not about. This is not about me.
It's always funny to embarrass you. Okay, right, Oscar. First bit about the game at the weekend. You guys were pointless at the hour mark, right? You ignited the comeback. Your run set up the try. I mean this in the most positive way. It did feel like a junior rugby move where you're like giving it to the fast guy and he basically chows down half the width of the pitch as he kind of arcs around all of the slower players.
I know. A lot of people have said that to me. I just remember because Jared went off with a sore hammy, who's been awesome for us, and Jamie Benson came on, who I've actually played with a fair bit in junior rugby, and I just said to him, I was like, look, let's just be brave. Screw it. Let's just go for them. Let's go wide if it's on. I'm just gonna try to be as loud as possible. And I remember just saying like, let's just get it early. And I remember thinking, sort of when I caught the ball, I saw a couple of forwards. I was like, I'm gonna try and goose and sort of kick out. And then ended up seeing Ben Waghorn ran this line, and I was like, oh no, all I'm thinking is crossing. I thought he was gonna move with me, so I was like, crossing. So I try and run round him. Then I was like, shit, if I get hit here, I look like a melt. So I'm just gonna have to put my ears back and try my best to get round, and thank God I did. And then obviously to put the score, and then Jamie slots the kick. 7-12 was buzzing.
Okay, wait, he's just after that. Or is yours actually like relevant right now? Because he's just mentioned Jamie, and I've got a question about Jamie.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I think. Sorry about him, Oscar. But Jamie Benson, you talk about it, and he slotted it. And I heard one of his interviews afterwards. He'd said, I had full faith that if he was asked by Alex Donbrandt, the captain, if he was asked to take the kicks will be going between the sticks. So he's a pretty confident guy, right?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, no, he is. Like I didn't think he'd be that direct to Domers, and then Steph, who was sort of our vice. I remember we got the penalty, and I went to Steph, surely we go corner, keep the ball in hand. I feel like we're breaking them slowly. And Jamie went up to Domers and he went, look, if you want the score to be 12-13, let me kick. I'm going to get it. And and I was like, what?
Yeah,
and then,
I'm him.
It was literally that. And then Steph goes, he wants it. He's flipping getting it. And I was like, fair enough. And then as he kicked it, I was like, because the first one he didn't connect with as well, but he still just flipping flew. And then straight through. And then I was just absolutely buzzing for him. And then from that, he was dialed in, and just you could see in his game slowly, like he was doing little chip and chases, he was breaking tackles, and he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant for us, and I know he was absolutely buzzing. I'm really buzzing for him.
buzzing for him, but I was buzzing for Quins more because did you see all the Sarries boys turning up in their fucking like leather suits and all their gears, pretending they were like NFL players, and then they go and get hammered? That's like, you know what I mean?
Oh god,
yeah. Deserve it for that.
No, we did. We were all looking at it on the bus, like, hang about, what's going on here? Which was quite funny.
Why have we got our shit
what
suits on?
Well, I found funny. Phil Brantingham, who's my age, and we've done age group stuff together, who I'm good mates with. I looked at his, and he turned up in because he's from Newcastle football shirt and jeans. Which
yeah, I
cracked me
did
up.
see that. Actually,
lad,
I did see that. That's all right. To be fair, but Max, do you remember? Max, do you
What would
remember
you
LA?
wear, Ryan? What would you wear, Ryan?
That's a very good question.
I think
I'm
I'd
gonna
go
have-
for like a
oh.
forest green linen suit.
Let me tell you, I know exactly what Max would wear.
Max,
Go.
Jean cut-off.
Jeans, dealer boots, and a vest with that leather jacket.
But yeah, Johnny Bravo special. Yeah, why not?
Johnny Bravo.
Oh, hold on, what am I wearing then? So what do you reckon I'm wearing? A green linen suit?
No,
Cool.
that's what I said I'd wear. I was wondering what you'd wear. I reckon you'd wear one of your like canvas jackets from Carhartt and Lululemon.
Yeah, just go for tie because I'm all about scrum to scratch now. Like and subscribe.
I reckon who would wear the fruitiest things though?
Max, we have to set up a fine for every time he does the golf wanker thing. But anyway, do like and subscribe. You know, they are our
Oscar, what would you wear?
Scrums to scratch.
Honestly, we were chatting about this on the bus. I think I'd be toast. I'd be like, what are we doing? Like, I'm not the most fashionable guy in the world. I know some lads in the squad would be really
Marcus
feeling
would wear
themselves.
something funky, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it'd be like all swaggering about, and I'd just be there like, what am I doing? Just t-shirt and jeans for me. Just basic.
Who's the classiest cat at Harlequins?
Oh, Chandler.
Yeah, I can imagine him being
fancies
quite
himself.
swanky.
He's got. In fact, it kills me to say that, but he does. He's quite cool with it and likes that stuff. And I can't even remember. I remember to one game he brought. You know what? A lot of the NFL players bring those duffel bags. I couldn't tell you what brand it is, but he walked in with that all feeling himself. But no, he's probably one of the most fashionable. And then you got your Marcuses, Cass Cleves as well. He loves it as well.
All right, the other end of it, like the dad.
Oh, he's gonna hate me saying it. Probably Domers. Well, I know Domers would say it's me. So we actually had this conversation. We had this conversation pre-game. We were like, "Who's the most uncool? Who's the most uncool in the squad?" And we were like, me and Branty were like, "We're pretty cool." And everyone voted me and him being the least coolest. So that was good. So yeah, but I'm working on it, lads. I'm working on it.
Who's Max? Who's the least cool person in your squad?
I think Fitzharding thinks he's the man, but he infuriates me the way he dresses. He dresses like a Gaps 90 model, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work like kids.
What about the guy with the guy that looks like he's from the Goonies? What's his name again?
Josh Caulfield. Yeah, he's actually all right. He wears like dark, well-fitted jeans. He actually dresses okay. I've got to give it to him. He does look like he shouldn't, but he's all right. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Fitz, I think.
And coolest cat in Bristol?
I think just in terms of like energy, probably Gabs Ibitoye or Gabs Ogre. They just have a very nice. Gabs Ibitoye is like very laconic, very chill. Always has an aura of frostiness about him in the best kind of way, like cooler than a polar bear's toenails.
That's like Sean Maitland again. Spent another weekend with Sean Maitland, and just whatever that man wears, he's getting more and more handsome with age. It's ridiculous. He walks into a coffee shop, and women are just like, "Oh, I'm falling over." Xander Fagerson on the other fucking like Asics trainers with his dad jeans. That's
Mate,
it.
The career extenders, Asics trainers, baby. Stay comfy, sneens, jeans and sneakers, baby. Woo! You know the dad mod incarnate.
Max, I love Sean Maitland's getting handsomer with age. Do you think, because I haven't seen Ryan for maybe 3 weeks, he looks older than he did 3 weeks ago?
What I'm going to say to you is your face is a little bit rounder than when I last saw it. I think we need to chill out.
It's not elite, that is it? What Wales game?
Yeah, it was big.
Big. England game, was that before that? That was, that was big. France in Paris.
100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 1
That was big.
That was very big.
2015 reunion last week. That was big. Now in Hong Kong. Mate, that's so unhealthy. That's why I'm getting
yeah, liver detox. We need some fresh
Oh.
celery juice every day, a battery of it for like 3 months.
So sorry, Oscar. Just so you're aware, I got it wrong on Monday night. I got to Hong Kong. I said I'm not going to drink. Got it really wrong. We were meant to record the podcast, and I'd obviously messaged you saying you're keen to come on. These boys tried to contact me doing the podcast whilst I was in a nightclub. It didn't work. And let's just say, I got it pretty wrong. But the next morning, not even a sight of a hangover. Does that mean I'm immune to hangovers?
Have I beaten it now?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yay! I can't get hangovers anymore, said the newly joined alcoholic. Yay!
Yeah, that's perpetual alcoholism, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm now functioning level of alcoholism.
Right, let's go back to
Oscar's.
We've digressed.
Sorry.
No, I'm enjoying it.
I wish it was different every week, but it's not. It's not, and it's mostly Ryan's fault. Let's talk about you. Talk us through, right? So obviously a great win for you against Saracens, and from a personal perspective, what's been your highlight over the last few years at Quins?
I'd say from a Quins perspective, there are 2 games that really stood out. And I was actually speaking to sort of the coaches about this. Wins wise, that Bordeaux away game was unbelievable. It was my 50th cap at the time, so that was a pretty special weekend, and to go and win, and atmosphere was incredible. It was flipping hot. Like 15 minutes in, I thought I was going to die. But then it was, that was absolutely amazing. And then we actually spoke about this weekend. Like, I think that's the biggest win or the best win in the Premiership away, especially with the history of Quins v Sarries and how good they've been over the years. I'd say that's really up there, especially for myself. Like I felt I had a stinker in that game last year, so I did have that in the back of my mind, knowing I hadn't played for 8 or so weeks. So I really wanted to make sure that was right. And I knew all our sort of fans, well, not all our fans, but a lot of fans in general were writing us off because we didn't have Marcus, we didn't have Finn, we didn't have Chandler playing. Cades is injured. And I think the lads who came in stood up, and that changing room was amazing. Going back in, tunes on, everyone absolutely buzzing, coaches dancing, everything. So that was that was great. And then on an individual basis, probably obviously getting involved in the England stuff. Like, it's my dream to play for England one day, and that's pretty much all I've ever wanted. So being involved in that and being in the environment, learning a lot through them has been great. And hopefully I can just try my best to play well and push on. Hopefully one day get a shot. But at the moment we'll see.
Just take us through. We'll chat in a little bit about your experience over the last few months, but take us through after. So you said changing room, the big win. The feeling that the world was against you guys, and that they potentially thought it was going to be an easy game, and it obviously ended up being. Did you guys go and celebrate properly afterwards?
Well, that's the thing, because it was in Tottenham. We basically got the tube or the train and then the tube to the hotel the day before. All found our sort of own way to Shoreditch, and then we ended up getting a bus back to Guildford, which was like 2-3 hours. But a few boys had sort of split off because they live London way, and then the rest of us, because I still live sort of Farnham way, got on the bus to go back to Guildford. So the bus was good fun. It was lively, bit of music, but there wasn't a lot of us. So surprisingly not, to be honest. But it's definitely, I know. I was a bit disappointed. I thought we were all going to be flying out and all sorts.
A lot more organisation. Like, you need to find out who organises socials, get them on that stuff.
I know. Well, James Chisholm's normally the man. Like, he's the man for that sort of stuff. It's brilliant, but he's been injured, so he wasn't there, unfortunately. But he would have been gutted for the group. It was that was tough.
He does something at Farnham Rugby Club. Am I right? Him and his brother.
Yeah, him and Ross. Yes, or Ross did. It's now Ali, his other brother. So he coaches the first team.
There you are.
Like once a week, I think.
Oh, mate, I'm Farnham.
I'm not having a go, mate. I think it's
good
great.
knowledge.
It is good knowledge.
Still connected to the club.
Yeah.
Still connected to the club.
Right, you've got to get yourself down there.
Mate,
Not this version, mate.
Yeah, well, no. This is what they built me. This is it. He never had.
They made this monster.
This is what they've made. This is all your fault. You never played at the old club though, did you? Back down at Recklesham.
I did for a couple of years, but I was probably 9, 10 years old. Like when I was a proper mini.
That
I did,
is
yeah.
True rugby's right there, eh?
Yeah, I just remember the pitch looking like that and like absolute mud bath everywhere, and yeah, it was good.
So the main pitch was just out the front, like hideous, disgusting. Like Joe Mack, he's got his Ireland shirt. Joe McManus, so he's also got his Ireland shirt up in the club that he played under 19s for Ireland. But there was a sloping pitch as well, but they ran along. So if you kick the ball from the top, you could throw a pass from the top to the bottom, so a full width of the pitch, because it was down such a gradient. You could actually make a pass the full side of the thing. It was amazing. They were the good old days down at Farnham Rugby Club.
All right, Grandad.
They've built some serious rugby players.
You've done all of the age groups, obviously, with England, 15, 17, 18, 20. And there was a thing that came out from the camp this time around, and you were in and around the squad, obviously, for the entire Six Nations. You have been for just over a year. They highlighted your incredibly fast feet and your sidestep as well. That was a nice little clip. How did it feel then putting that up?
Yeah, well, no, that was yeah. I remember seeing that. I got sent that a lot of times, went a little bit viral. But yeah, no, it was cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I do that sort of stuff, I just sort of go flow state. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just like, oh, right, that happened. But no, like I work on my footwork a lot, and like to do that and then obviously get sent around. It was almost like people remembering I was still in there, to be honest. So go, oh, you're still here, sort of thing, which was obviously quite nice. But it was it was cool. It was cool drills they do there. It was it was good fun.
How heavy are you now at the moment?
I'm like 99, 100 kilos.
Oh,
You shouldn't ask people what their weight is.
you see, so he's got the feet, but he also has the Leroy Jenkins in him, because you do enjoy a good bump and like manhandling geezers. That's
I do.
the trademark at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I ended up doing more of that on the weekend. I remember just route one, just trying to just go at someone, and yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. A lot of the boys saying I'm looking skinny coming back, which I was a bit like, lads, it's genuine, like, but they're all taking the piss. So.
Are the England camps, like, for you boys who aren't like playing much? Is it quite like intense? Is it full contact, or is it?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's definitely oh, it's gone a bit crackly. I don't know if oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I went a bit crackly. I wasn't sure. Yeah, no, it's still super intense. Like, because we would go in on the Sunday night and then leave on the Thursday unless you were TRing or traveling reserving for the game. So we pretty much do everything the team would do. There'd be one hard session, and then similar to most clubs, one hard session, one sort of fast session a week, and then one sort of install session. But no, it was intense, mentally intense, but sort of in a good way, like being switched on the whole time. And it was a weird sort of feeling of like learning fast, like you have to learn fast in there, which is the biggest thing I've sort of learned. And then physically, like the sessions, a lot of running, very physical. And then the non-23 lads will do an extra bit of running on the Thursday session, and then depending when the game is, either on the Monday more conditioning coming back, and then set a run on the Saturday. But that's all depends when the game is. So yeah, no, it's definitely pretty intense, but it's in a good way. Like, it's exactly sort of I think what you'd need, and where it needs to be.
What's been the messaging from management to you over that? Because you were there for 2 months. It's a long time to be kind of in and around, but not necessarily definitely coming out on a Saturday and stuff.
Yeah, for me, I think it's just learn as much as I possibly can. Obviously, I'm the least experienced in there, and there's some like brilliant players in there. So for me, it was just learn as much as I possibly can from those lads, and yeah, just try and train well, which I'd like to think I did. And then yeah, that was pretty much it for me. And then not playing sort of made sense. Well, obviously I'm frustrated, and I wish I could play or did play, but it is what it is, and if anything, I got some really good feedback from it and made me more hungry to sort of kick on in the Premiership and train really well and play well and gave me clear points. So yeah.
Oscar, we promised. We said to you, "Can you jump on for 10 minutes?" And we've taken you for over 20. So just a last couple hopes and aspirations for the rest of the season.
Oh, look, I'm very cliche in that I don't want to get too far ahead of myself and look too far ahead. I think for us, we look at it at Quinn's like 3-game blocks, like all focus on Bath this week. Then we've got Leinster away the next week, which is obviously going to be tough. But no one thinks we can win that. No one thought we could win Sarries, so no one thought we could win Bordeaux. So no, I'm absolutely buzzing for that.
Where are you off to now?
I was actually going to go to Roslyn Park Sevens. It's funny with a mate. My mate's got this small sort of coaching business and trying to help him out with a couple of the boys. So that's where I'm going to be going after this.
Good old tournament. Didn't you win the Daily Mail Cup when you were 18? I know it's not the same thing, but as in schoolboy stuff, you lifted trophies.
Yeah, no, we did in the 15 sort of league, which was it was Finn Baxter who was at Wellington. They came second, and he absolutely hates it that we beat them. So I constantly reminding him that. So
did you win it, Max, as well?
Yeah, we won it. Oh yeah, guilty.
Was Joe Mack is it Joe Mack playing that year?
No, he couldn't. He was too old.
Oh, was it too old? Yeah, because he got moved down a year because he was so stupid.
That's what the world needs to know. That's so hard.
That's not very nice, Ryan, seeing as you're his best man.
We're seeing him in like
I can't wait. I cannot wait to see him. Let's let
Oscar, mate. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on. We really appreciate it.
Really appreciate
Good luck
it,
for your next block, but good luck for the rest of the season as well. And we hope that it's a cracker for you.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Mate,
no, thank you very much. No, I've enjoyed it.
Good man.
Good man. Now, as always, we'd love to thank our fabulous sponsors that have been with us since day one, Wolf Craig Distillers. And what can you expect from a nice bottle of Wolf Craig whiskey, Ryan?
Oh, you can expect some warm notes of caramel and hazelnut in there. It's wonderful. Yeah, the 35-year-old's one of my favourites. But genuinely, jump over to the Wolf Craig website, which, Max, you can give it to me. It is
wolfcraig.com.
Over there, get yourself a lovely bottle of whiskey or gin.
Gin.
You're more a gin man, aren't you?
Why do you say that?
I don't know. Just expect you are, but
it doesn't matter. They're both great. So
head over to wolfcraig.com. Grab yourself something lovely.
Right, we've got a couple of points to discuss as if we finish off the show. Max, you haven't had a chance to see this yet, but I have seen an early cut of what Ryan Wilson was up to on day one, effectively, when he arrived here, having, as we discussed already, drunk himself to go to sleep on the flight. He then arrives and has to go and do something which looked hilarious on the footage, but looked actually zero fun as well.
Mate, have you not seen any of this, Max? I nearly died yesterday.
How so?
I nearly died inside a plastic bag, basically. I wrapped myself in an inflatable plastic bag and walked around Hong Kong. To give it more context, I was shooting some content for the Hong Kong Tourism Board and Hong Kong Sevens, right? So I've gone to Pottinger Street, where you get your costumes from.
Okay.
And I've got an inflatable astronaut suit, right?
Okay.
Chucked it on.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously built for someone that's maybe 5'10". So when 6'4" of me tries to get inside the zip, it's like scary, like when he tries to get inside the animal.
Yeah, the rhino, where he's like,
when he's coming out the rhino. That's me getting into the astronaut suit. I managed to get into it, but up I get, zipped, blow up, happy days, right? 20 minutes in, I'm in the streets of Hong Kong, 25 degrees, sweating my tits off inside this plastic bag. I mean, dying. So I said to this bloke who's with me, Max, complete legend. I said, mate, can you just unzip me just so I can get a bit of fresh air in? Mate, where's the zip? The woman had snapped the zip off by accident in the shop and not told us, right? So I could not unzip myself from the costume. Now, obviously, I could break out of the costume like Jim Carrey if I wanted to, but then
the footage wouldn't work.
the content would have been over because I couldn't then get it back up, which means I wouldn't have been able to. So I had to travel all over Hong Kong in this thing.
So you were the man in the iron mask.
So I am the man inside this fucking plastic carrier bag, dying with sweat, mate, with a hangy that I didn't think I had a hangy because we'd been out till 4:30 in the morning. I have never sweat so much in my life. So I've just put up the reel and it is hilarious. Go and look at it right in a minute. But I've got what I think will be better is the outtakes. The outtakes of me when the batteries that the woman also sold me died and it's then started coming, sucking into me, Max. I was suffocating. I had to run
sort
to
of like stuck to, like you were getting waterboarded by the plastic.
I'm going to this bloke who's videoing me. Mate, I actually think I could die. I'm about to die. And I'm running into 7-Eleven. He's trying to get the batteries in and out the things to blow me back up. And I've reinflated. Mate, it was brutal. But all in the name of content. You are welcome, Hong Kong.
It is actually very funny. Also, he is sweating. It's horrific. It's horrific.
So bad, Max. So bad. But yeah, so that was my day. That was my day in Hong Kong. I'll
Guys,
tell you what, it's a good way to sweat the piss out of you.
go and check it out if you want to watch Ryan Wilson quasi dying. Did you have an erection at the same time?
No, that's just you.
Just right. Just to finish on.
Breaking news. Breaking news. The Lions coaching staff have been announced.
Yeah. And probably not a few non-surprises because it is dominated by island coaches. And if you're Andy Farrell, why wouldn't you, right? Go with what you know, in the shape of Simon Easterby, of course, and John Fogarty as well, and Andrew Goodman.
Yeah, well,
he is because he's the attacks coach, right? For Ireland. Richard Wigglesworth. That's an interesting shout. Thoughts?
Max, thoughts? Richard Wigglesworth?
Yeah, that's quite left field, isn't it? Quite interesting.
Hugely left.
Who would have thunk it? But good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah, but good for him. But why?
I have no insight. Mate, that's a great question.
Attack coach as well. But attack coach, is that what you guys,
Well, Andrew Goodman's the attack coach for Ireland.
Yeah, but I don't think he's obviously.
Wig might be like skills coach or something.
Well, I'll tell you the biggest one for me, and I sort of had heard a few things. John DL of Scotland in there as forwards coach. What a man. What a legend.
Is that how you pronounce his name? I thought it was John Dalziel.
No, John DL.
Is that how you pronounce it?
That's how you say it, yeah.
Okay, good to know.
There's a place in Glasgow called Dalziel, and I thought it was called that. It's called DL. But he is a good man. He's my coach at Glasgow, actually, for a little bit. Scotland forwards coach. Happy to see a Scot in there. I'm happy to see a Scot in there, boys. There had to be. Obviously, no Welshies. Don't really have any coaching stuff there. So brilliant to see. Brilliant to see. My only thing is now that hampers the Welsh, doesn't it? Because when you've got a coach in there, it does help you.
To be fair, I think we've discussed it before, but it's also, you look at Wales before. It's really difficult. It's a lot of it's based on Six Nations, and you guys only picked maximum 3, if I recall, Welsh Lions. No, it was Max was Derry Lake and Jack Morgan and Thomas Williams. I think you both won't win. In any case, bodes well for Scotland that you've got somebody in there who knows the team, and also, I think most people are quite happy picking several Scots.
I genuinely I believe it is important because Andy Farrell won't know them like personally, so he'll be wanting to like pick the brains of them and say, what sort of bloke is he like? There's a lot more than just the rugby aspect to it, isn't there, Max?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's what's quite. That's what makes the Lions tour quite singular, isn't it? It's a big cultural endeavor as well. So it'll be really interesting to see the names. I wonder who will be the most sort of unsort of heralded pick this
Yeah.
year. Do you know what I mean? Like, who was like this year? But remember last tour, there were a few like guys where we were like, whoa. Remember that time Matt Stevens got selected in? That was wild. Chris Harris getting in, that was awesome as well last year.
Yeah.
I think Tom Jordan's going.
There's a few people who agree.
I think Tom Jordan's going.
I think Tom Jordan's like a very good pick for a tour because of his flexibility. I think it's just makes so much sense, and of how he's performed in that role.
I think first game for Scotland, 15. Came on at 15 or played 15.
I think, yeah,
right?
I think he's like the
And hadn't
younger.
played 15 all season for Glasgow, just slots in at international at 15. Then he goes in at 12, which we know he can do all day long, but then he plays for Glasgow at 10. He is so comfortable, all those positions. You can even stick on the win. So, yeah, for a utility back that's gone well, that I reckon Farrell's watched and gone, oh, yeah.
And a good dude. But obviously you've spent a long
And
time.
a good man. And a good man. So, boys, I reckon he could be going. I've got him on the plane.
Max, your wild take, one player?
Lads, I've really... Do you reckon C. Laws is a wild take?
2 man of the match performances down in the second div is true, but a brief.
Do you reckon it's unnecessary because there's so much back row love?
Imagine one of the Currys missing out.
Yeah, you'd be a bit like, really, but I don't think Paz cares about that.
Yeah. That is true, right? Max,
we're off to the horse race.
We are off to the horse racing, so we need to go. Max, do you feel that Ryan's heartfelt apology was heartfelt enough? Bearing in mind, at no point had he apologised for the fact that...
No, bro, remember, Mark, again, let's loop back to our conversation we had yesterday. Just that it's that Labrador Golden Retriever energy.
Can't get mad at it. You cannot get mad at a slurping, licking Labrador that is
so
Ryan Wilson. You
charismatic.
can't get mad at him. I couldn't
you
get mad. I wanted to have a go at him when I first saw him today, just to be like, well, I stayed up till 2 a.m. 2 nights in a row for you. Cheers.
I'm sorry, you could have done a few bits by yourselves. I'm sure you would have.
Oh, we've done some bits. Don't worry.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so don't you worry about that, mate.
Oh, you want to do the URC roundup, Ryan?
You want your URC roundup? Glasgow beat Munster.
Right, he just wants. He's been nudging me the whole time. So we will get round to that another time because we're not getting anything out of Ryan. Max, we will keep you updated. We've got racing tonight. We've got the Doddy Weir dinner tomorrow night, charity dinner tomorrow night.
Oh my God!
They're playing golf again tomorrow.
You're playing golf again.
Gentlemen, best of luck. I wish you all the best, and I hope you've got cast iron livers. Enjoy.
I've got one left, and then we're out on junk boat on Friday.
Oh, my brother's boat, yeah, on Friday, and then Saturday to Sevens. Then I fly back to England. So there you go. All right, Max, we love you. To all of our listeners and our viewers, we love you even more. Huge thank you for tuning in. Sorry it's been so late. Understandably and completely, obviously, it's Ryan Wilson's fault. But from all of us here in Hong Kong and in Bristol, we will see you all next week.
Godspeed.
Wish us luck, Maxie boy. Wish us luck. Whilst I'm at it, let's not forget, you've got to make sure you like and subscribe. That's really important. I was listening to something the other day, and the bloke was like, who's that bloke that does the high performance, but not the high performance one? He sits in Dragon's Den now.
Oh, the Diary of a CEO.
Diary of a CEO bloke. He says, would you believe it that only 40% of you have subscribed to this channel that listen? So I'm going to do what he does. Click the thing, subscribe. But Max, wish us well. We'll see you on the other side.
Ta-ta, gentlemen. Ta-ta. More or nothing.